G'day, welcome back to Strapzy's Shed. We've seen how the frames go on, we've seen how the bike was built, but this bike was built to travel. What we haven't looked at is our luggage system. So the Andy Strapz system is our heavy duty canvas, and we have two options. We have the symmetrical traveller pannier set, so the right hand side sits high above the exhaust and you can have a matching left hand side. There's 25 litres usable in each of these, or what we call the asymmetrical set, because we couldn't think of anything else, and this is descriptive, is one of our Duro panniers on the left, mixed with one of our travellers on the right. Now I prefer this setup myself because this rectangular bag is far easier to pack. It takes sleeping bags. It tends all to be sort of relatively cylindrical. So these pack easier. This maxes out at 35 litres. So when you're looking at the difference between the symmetrical and the asymmetrical set, you're looking at about a 10 litre storage capacity difference. Let's have a look at how we fit them and how to get the best out of them. Got a pair of bags. I just loosely join the left and the right. It doesn't matter how, just loosely join them. I like to do the front one first so that I can slip this under here. A lot of people ask me what this is for. This is to go around or through various things that might stop the bags falling forward. Now, I don't use this very often, but when it's useful, it's very useful. So at this stage, we're just going to ignore it. Now, we take the rear straps underneath the grab rails, and you'll see why when you start getting the bags in place. I like to see the straps here come off about the same place as the frame stops. Attaching the panniers, it's pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory when you look at the bags and the bits that are hanging off them. Now, to get the best out of it, I like to take the base strap through and give it a spiral. I think that gives it a little bit more bite. Back through here. Now, if you've got other frames that are not made by us, they'll still work. Now, don't pull these tight until you're finished, until these bags are plump and ready to go. Fill this back corner up, otherwise you'll squash the bags and you'll lose a great deal of volume in this corner. So don't do all these straps up really tight. They don't need doing up really tight anyway, but you don't do them up firmly until you're right toward the end. Then, these guys here, pretty simple. Just think about what is best to keep them stable. We use these ladder lock buckles these days because they're much easier to use when they're wet and dirty, much easier to release. So again, firm but not really tight. That's good enough. Don't forget we've got a front one. We have to do that up, of course. This I might use through my rack. Again, I don't often use this, but that's its purpose. This I like to put behind the grab rail. That gives me a lot more stability for rough roads. And hold the bag up, and that pulls the bag up in on the bike as well. For the right hand side bag, what we're aiming to do is to use the loops on the front and rear of the bag and the strap provided threaded through these lugs on the frame to hold the bag against the bike. We'll get a closer look. So now that we've threaded it all through, all we've got to do is tighten it up. Remember, tightening it up when the bags are nice and plump and full, rather than empty, otherwise you lose volume. It's probably more important this side, if you can, to keep this strap over the top of your grab handle. Gives the bags much more support, and if you do happen to make a mistake strapping it on, it gives you pipe clearance. When you first start putting the bags on, it will look like they're going to sag and touch the pipe when you've got the original factory pipe, but just keep going and it will settle and it will pull up and it will settle into place and clear. In your kit you'll find extras. Now you'll find stainless steel encased in the webbing here that, should you choose, you can attach to various places. Now I've trimmed this off. I don't use any of these on my setup. Once I've got my bags and tied in at the back here, I find it doesn't need it, but it gives you these options of coming back to different areas on your bike and stabilising. So sometimes on the 1090, 1190, 1090, 1290 setup, using these to pull the two bags left and right together or joining it up to your rack. Now you can use our straps, you can use a cable tie, you can use other straps, that's fine. Again, once you've done this system here, I don't find it's necessary, and I very rarely use any of the other straps on my setup. And finally, there may be some loose areas. Just pull them up firm, just to ensure that the bags are taking weight across the seat. Give them a good pull up, good tidy up, and that'll help stabilise the bags as well. Deal with any dangly bits left over. And you're ready to go. I'm really proud of these guys. They've been really bashed around. When we use them on the LC8 KTMs, the 1090, 1290, 1190s, they get a real beating in Australia. And I've beaten the hell out of mine on the V-Strom as well, as I've been running it in and getting it all settled. Made in Australia. We put a lot of effort into creating these at the highest standards. Everything's tested, double tested and carefully chosen. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.